Okay, another problem from a section, or from summer review number 7, and this is number 5. 4x squared all over x squared plus 1. So again, we look for any intercepts, and we can see that we have, when x equals 0, what will we get? When x equals 0, we would have 0 over 1, which is 0, so we've got 0, 0, so that's it. So we're going to that point. And we look at the highest degree terms, and these are both the same. So that means I've got a horizontal asymptote that's equal to the ratio of the coefficients, so that would be 4 over 1. So my horizontal asymptote is y equals 4 over 1, or just 4. Now I don't have any values that are going to make the denominator smaller because x squared is always greater than or equal to 0. And I'm adding that to 1, so I'm always going to get a positive number. So I don't have any vertical asymptotes, so that's not very helpful. We do have a horizontal asymptote. Y equals 4. So we've got that. So it could come down. It could kind of cross. It could cross the asymptote like that. They can do some things like that. Go back down. They can cross. The nice thing about this is this is an even function. That's a nice thing. In other words, if I put a negative x in there, f of negative x equals the same thing as f of x. In other words, it doesn't make any difference because if I put a negative 1 there, if I square it, if I put a negative x there, I get x squared. If I put a negative x inside there, I get x squared. So it's the same thing. So that means it's going to be symmetrical to the y-axis. So all I need to do is try some points. I got a point here. So let's try a few points and put them in here and see what happens to get an idea. We could try so that's about all we can do because there's not much else going on, except we do have symmetry. So if we get some points over here, we can match them up on the other side. So x and y. So let's try maybe when x is, I don't want to get too big because I'm squaring things. So let's say when x is, well, let's try. Let's go over here and see what we're having at. That's at 6, I guess, -6. So we got. What's negative 6 going to be? So that's going to be 4 times negative 6 squared is 36. So 4 times 36 is 72, 144. So I got 144 all over. And then 6 squared is what? 36 plus 1 is 37. So it looks like it's a little bit more than 3, about 3.5, something like that. We'll just say about approximately 3.5. So we can put a point over here at about 3.5. I don't, maybe 3.6, something like that. So that's when it's -6. And let's try another one. Let's try -4. So 4 squared is 16. 4 times 16 is 64. And then 4 squared is 16 plus 1 is 17. So 17 goes a little about 3 times 51, so it's another 3, maybe 3.2. Let's try 2, -2. What's 2 squared? 2 squared is 4, 4 times 4 is 16, and then 2 squared is 4 plus 1 is 5, so that's 3.1. Squared is 4. 4 times 4 is 16. How about -1? So that's going to be 4 all over 2, just 2. So it looks like this is what happens. And then we know it's symmetrical, so we can just put these on the other side. -4, we can put that up right over here. So it looks like we got something like that. Okay, I think. Well, let's see. Let's put in the calculator and see. Let's go so you guys can see it here. There we go. Okay, and we're going to put in 4x squared. So we'll put parentheses around that so we don't have any problems there. 4x squared. Parentheses divided by parentheses x squared plus 1. Let's graph that, see what we got, and that's what we got. So something like that. Might flatten up a little bit around here, but we can't really appreciate that, so because we didn't do enough points, so we do it go something like that. So we're relatively close. And you can see your asymptotic line right up there. Y equals 4. Okay. So it wasn't too bad. We didn't have a lot to help us, but then we had symmetry, so that helped.